Hey guys, this is Mark Laboccetta over at Reef Runner Spearfishing here in Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina. Just looking at this latest Salvimar catalog here. Want to show you and bring you up to speed with the latest Salvimar guns. They have a roller, which is their newest roller. Some may even call it an inverted roller, the Tomahawk. I've had a lot of questions about the Speargun, and as the Salvimar distributors and reps, and we sell them retail here at Reef Runner, I want to show you about this gun. We'll rig it up and we'll set it up for you today. Hey Logan, how about you show us, could you grab one of those Tomahawk Salvimar spear guns for us?
Sure. This one right here. Here you are.
All right. Well, here we are. Here is a 115 Salvimar Tomahawk roller. Something strikes me about this gun. Let's see. Which one of you two? Which one of these two rigged up the gun?
This guy right here. It wasn't me.
Okay. All right. I have an idea. Let's go rig this gun up. It looks like its rigging is less than perfect. So let's go make it perfect. All right, so what do we have here, guys? Let's gather around this workbench and our rigging station here. Let's talk about the tools of the trade. What do we have here that you're gonna need to rig up the Salvimar Tomahawk?
Yeah, some basic pliers.
These are needle nose pliers. What do we have here?
Some scissors.
Pair of scissors.
Fabric scissors, always good, sharp. What do we have here?
Some more pliers.
Cutters, and they cut as well. Guys, this one.
Got a crimping tool
Crimping
right there.
tool.
Crimping tool.
Lighter.
Lighter. What do you call this?
Some rope.
Parachute cord, and this is going to be needed to make the wishbone that you can grab, the secondary wishbone, the rabbit ear. Okay, and of course,
Our Reef Runner soft tip.
there we go. Okay, so we're ready to rig. Now, this is what comes stock with a Salvimar Tomahawk. You get, I think the gun comes stock with a right-handed grip. However, we are also going to show you to have a left-handed grip in there, you know, so if you're a lefty, you can change it out. It also comes with a manual and some less than adequate, probably monofilament for our use here in the North Atlantic, and some smaller crimps. So you can save this for your weed whacker. Let's de-rig this gun quickly and let's set it up new. So we're going to de-rig. Oh, and the last accessory, of course, that this comes with is the load aid, which is nothing else than a small loop band tied with a little hook to keep on your weight belt to help you grab the front of the wishbones. So we de-rig the spear gun quickly so we can get a fresh start here. And I want to just get rid of all the stuff without taking the gun completely apart. You're going to be left with the naked Tomahawk. All right, and we're going to start fresh here. So to do that, to de-rig a Tomahawk, here are the bands. We're going to reverse engineer everything. Needle nose. Needle nose. To pull tight pieces of Dyneema, you really do need the needle nose. Again, this gun was previously rigged up, but we're going to start from scratch because if your gun comes in the package, none of this will be done. If you get the gun done here at Reef Runner, it is set up by professionals and we will be good to go. All right, otherwise, your gun comes like this. The spear shaft may even be in a plastic bag, and it will not be ready to shoot. Okay. It will also be missing a bungee. This is a muzzle bungee, so if you don't use a reel and you'd like to anchor the end of the shooting line at the front of the gun, you will need a nice $10 to $12.95 dollar bungee. Okay, let's start the rigging process. We are going to start with the shaft. And Logan, will you bring me some nice strong monofilament?
Here you are.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so here we are crimping the monofilament onto the front of the Tomahawk. So we're going to thread the line through the front of the gun. You're going to run it through the front of the muzzle. Alright. I'm going to grab some crimps. Again, these are 1.9 crimps. We're going to go up one size from the actual size of the line. This line itself is 1.8. You're going to feed that. In this case, we're going to put it through the front shark fin of the 3 shark fins, not the cheater tab shark fin, which is this one, because you want it to fly true, just like, you know, think of a kite tail. It's better they go from the back. Make your loop big enough that when you crimp it, it's going to be able to clear the back shark fin and clear the front so that it stays nice and tucked and streamlined behind the shark fin as it exits. Okay, this one looks pretty good. We're now going to take it and we're going to squeeze it. We have a nice bench crimper. You can use these. These are great crimping tools, especially if you don't have one of these nice benching shop tools like we have here. The main idea is to crimp it in 3 spots. Find the right size, 1, 2, 3. Leave the ends a little open so it doesn't run the monofilament. In this case, we're going to do a perfect crimping job here, or at least attempt to, with the bench crimper. All right, Logan, I'm going to position this, and you can see that just a little mono sticks out. I'm going to go for the second hole here, which is 1.5 to 2.0, and we're going to go all the way down with it. And we're going to essentially close it, let it touch the bottom of the bench. There you go. All right. Now that ensures a perfect close. You can see it. The crimp is nearly round, which is the sign of a good crimping job. And now back here, load that into the front of the gun where it was. All right. All right, so then you're going to run the line just parallel from the back of the shark fin all along the front of the gun right here, through the nerve in the front of the gun, around under there, back under this little line holder right here, around the line release, again to the front of the gun on the line anchor. This is to make a second wrap. Run it down, streamline along the full length of the gun. Again, around the line release, under this little ear that you see here. And this is some a nice setup. The monofilament's red, it matches the gun, you know, but that's not that important. Here you can see we're now at the front, and you want to just use this as your basically measuring tool. Measure, because you can see now you have just enough monofilament to do your job. Get your other crimp. I like to leave the swivel open until this job is done. You're going to grab that, and this way you can kind of pre-tension the monofilament on the bungee to see what you need to work with. Here, remember monofilament stretches, so this mono will probably stretch at least 2-3 inches, and that's why you want to let this bungee do its job and stretch and keep this stuff taut. Keep it a little tight. Again, take out about 2 or 3 inches of stretch in the bungee. Leave your loop large enough that you could easily accommodate the crimped end here when you need it. And again, we're gonna go ahead and put this in the bench crimper. All right, crimp. All right. A nice clean crimping job here. Bend this back all the way one time and cut it. Try not to leave too much of a jagged end sticking out because those hurt. and they also grab stuff. So you just need a little small end sticking out of the front, just like that. And here you are, ready to go. All right, the monofilament has now been rigged. We're gonna measure, make sure everything is right in the gun. Make sure it all fits, and that when you get in the water, the line is the proper length. I guess these guns are a little intimidating with these bands everywhere and stuff, but it all will come unraveled here. Gonna have to move all these links out of the way. All right, second wrap around the front. And then you should just have to snug it just a little bit like this with your finger, just to get the tension. And that is all the right length. Okay, so now we move on to the last part of the rigging. This is my sort of favorite part of rigging one of these. Instead of this loading aid, which would go on this wishbone to help you pull it back to carry with you, I prefer what I call a rabbit ear. And the way this works is it's something to grab and pull to facilitate pulling these wishbones onto the shark fins. So start with the spear gun upside down. You can even crimp your swivel here. Okay, bring the two sets of bands from the Tomahawk back. There's our two pairs of bands. Just measure and figure out which one is slightly longer. One of these two sets will feel a little bit different. Go with a set that's looser and just leave that as a pre-tension. Okay, so you have the top set, you have a bottom set. Go to the easy setting. That's the easiest setting right there on the bottom of the gun. All right, now what we're doing is we're going to actually put this loading aid here through the bands. This is where, if you can't get it through, those needle nose pliers will come in handy. And so you need a big enough hole here that you can slide that through. Okay. Simple cinch knot, just like the same knot that's on your wishbone. Pulls through. Okay. That's your cinch. It's just an overhand. Okay, this is gonna now come through. I'm trying to keep this in a way that it won't look confusing. You're basically just following the path of the other wishbone. You're doing the exact same thing the other wishbone has. We're just making a larger wishbone to piggyback right behind it. Okay, there's my hole again. Is that going to be big enough to get it through? Not really. This is where the lighter comes in handy. Burn the end. Give it a little edge there to help you get it through. You work that hole. Okay, there you go. You now have that through the hole. Rabbit goes through the hole, comes out, jumps over the log, back through the loop there, back through the hole. All right, so now you can see that if I apply pressure now, this is going to snug tightly. Leave these sticking out just a little bit until everything gets tight. Then you're going to go back here to these bands that you had preset. In this case. Now, here's your loop, and essentially your gun is now ready to load. And the way it works on the Tomahawk is that now this band here is your main wishbone, and the way it works is you would essentially grab this so that you can have the stretch to now grab your bands and your regular bands and get them where they need to be. And that's your cheater tab, and here that's where you would load the Tomahawk to the first notch, and then you would turn it. This would obviously stay out of the way when you shoot. You would then go back to the bottom of the gun. So orange first, the top black band, and then you would go, you know, right here. Actually, sorry guys, I'll show you one last detail on the gun that we overlooked. You want this to go under here and go over. That's going to come back like that. Turn around. There we go. Get all that stuff tucked in. Okay, so back to that last step, and the reason that I did that is so the shaft doesn't move freely when the gun is being loaded. All right, is your last band's here. So now you're ready. You would have your gloves on. You'd be in the water when you're doing this job, and you would then be able to pull this to your harder position underwater. And you could even increase the power of the gun if you wanted to by putting the wishbones on that back tab.